You are listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast brought to you by Birmingham Live.
Good afternoon and welcome to the latest Claret and Blue podcast. Today I'm joined by Pat Rowe. Pat, how's things, mate?
Yeah, good. Busy few days, another one through the door. Yeah, it's exciting.
13 days in, less than a fortnight in, and Villa reflecting their financial muscle. Lucas Digne in this morning. He teased it last night as well, kept us all waiting. But yeah, what do you make of the Digne signing first off, Pat? What's your initial reaction to that this morning?
Yeah, it's another big name, isn't it? If you told me a few months ago that we'd be signing Coutinho and Digne, I wouldn't have believed you at all. But it's a statement transfer from the owners and Steven Gerrard, and it's a testament to their ambition for the season. I think a lot of people writing us off for Europe and saying, "Oh, we're just going to have to." Gerrard needs a pre-season. He probably does with this new squad. But to be honest, you string 3 or 4 results together, you're back in the mix, aren't you? And I think these transfers are players that can come in straight away, contribute, improve the team, and make a real impact in the upcoming fixtures.
4.5-year deal for Digne. That's a 2026 long-term signing, 25 million quid. I spoke to some colleagues at the Liverpool Echo. They said it's a bit of a steal, to be honest with you. So what does Digne bring to Villa first off, Pat? I mean, you looked at his chances created. Is going forward? Is that why Gerrard signed him?
Yeah, I think when Gerrard came in, I think the first thing we started hearing about was the fact he wanted a world-class left-back. And in terms of his creating output, I think Digne is definitely that. I think since he signed in 2018-19 for Everton, there's only Alexander-Arnold has created more clear-cut chances. I think he's created 211. So yeah, he brings that creative output. He'll bring an increased supply line for likes of Watkins and Ings, and I don't think we've seen the best out of them, so that could probably help there. I think in terms of his limitations, though, he's got a lot of the same ones as Matt Targett. Like progressing the ball forward. I think he's in the bottom 20% across Europe's top 5 leagues, but crossing the ball is in the top 10%. So he's not going to be able to progress the ball as forward, like bomb forward. He hasn't got the pace to do that. But if he can play off the likes of Coutinho, who create space for him, like overlap, and then get the ball in, that constant threat of crossing the ball into the likes of Ings and Watkins with their movement it would be a massive threat.
What have you made of Matt Targett's over this season, really, since now? Because Gerrard's been quite vocal of, I want a better left back, and what have you made of Targett this season, and what would this signing do for him?
Yeah, I think the criticism's fair, isn't it? Like he's coming to the city. He had an injury to begin with. He had a poor pre-season. That Watford game when he got hooked at half time. I mean, it's like if you threw me in there, it'd be like it's terrible. Completely out of his depth at that point. But I think we have quickly forgotten the player he was last season, and I think it's fair to say that a large reason he was so successful last season was the fact he had Jack Grealish in front of him, like a world-class player that can control the momentum of the game, has the ball at his feet, and creates the space for him to run off on. He doesn't have to do a lot of the work himself. And I think it was like a complete opposite to that this season when he was asked to be a wing-back, where it's just like we haven't got any wingers, and the main threat and the main ball carrier on the wing is you and Matty Cash. So it's a different task for him, and he struggled with it. And I think Gerrard recognised that probably in terms of upgrades, he needed that position to go first. And but I think Digne needs the exact same thing. I think he'll benefit from Coutinho, like I said, being in front of him. Coutinho likes to cut in, so the threat of him cutting in, that demands the attention of the defenders. And Digne can overlap, get space in, and get a ball in. So Matt Targett, I don't know if Digne will start immediately against United. I think he'll be able to come in and contribute straight away, but he's there. He's not. There's no rumours of Targett leaving. I think I saw one rumour saying Newcastle should go for him, but I think that was just an opinion of someone. But I think he's there to compete. Maybe it'll elevate his game. But yeah, it's definitely a Premier League quality, world-class quality left back that's come in and is going to challenge him now.
His comments were interesting. I'm going back to Digne here. He said, "I'll come for the manager. The manager is the reason why I come." And he sold him. We're going to boss possession. We're going to play attacking football. I mean, just how much of a pull does Gerrard have now? Coutinho and Digne are the 2 deals in. Elite signings, aren't they? And can this spiral into even more exciting additions from even this window and next?
Yeah, I think you're seeing the Gerrard pull-up when you start thinking about it's not always just money, is it? It's like Newcastle, there was a big deal made about their pulling power and the players they can sign. You've seen names like Mbappe and Haaland linked to them, and then not to downplay Chris Wood, but it's Chris Wood. It's not really a Della signing, and then Gerrard rejected them and then in favour of coming to us. And I think it's not always about money, is it? I think the relegation aspect does play a part in that. That's why they can't attract the players that we can. I think we're an attractive project. I know they like to talk about their project, but I think we're more attractive prospect at this point in time. Coutinho, the third most expensive player in football history, coming, and now Digne coming, who played for Barcelona and PSG, and he's won titles and cups and whatnot. So yeah, I think these two players are just the beginning. I think I don't know if many more big ones will come in this window, but definitely for summer, definitely, yeah.
Would you be happy if it was February 1st now and Villa's business is done, or would you say they're still short? And if so, what do they need for you?
I think you've got to look at the CDM position, haven't you? I think the rumours already circulate with Bissouma, but with the injury to Marvelous Nakamba for the rest of the season, and you'd like to think that Douglas Luiz can't be the holding midfielder at this point. I think Gerrard prefers to push him a bit further forward. And obviously, the only other player that sprung to mind at Villa that could play CDM was Twanzebe, and that was like shoehorning him in. And obviously, he's left the club now. So I think we are short in CDM. I can't see us paying the 40 million for Bissouma at this point in time. I think that's a bit close on the financial fair play area of things. But maybe we'll look abroad. I think, who was it in summer? Czech Decore was mentioned. I think that Boubacar Kamara as well. I think United are after him, but that's a 10 mil sniff that you could get now. Gerrard's pulling power. Obviously, you don't know the extent of that anymore because we've just beaten West Ham and Chelsea to Digne, Arsenal and Spurs to Coutinho. So, yeah, if there's a player to go and to be had, you'd like to think Villa are within a shout.
Looking ahead to Man United on Saturday now, do you reckon Digne and Coutinho start for you, Pat, or do you reckon they go straight in, or do you reckon we'll see them from off the bench?
I mean, I'm looking at my fantasy football team and I'm thinking about taking the risk for Coutinho because if I see him cut inside and whip one in on primetime Sky Sports under the lights on Saturday, I'll be annoyed if I don't have him. But yeah, I think it's a difficult one, isn't it? As a system that Gerrard likes to play, he likes his forwards to press in a specific way and hold a shape a specific way, and he likes his wing backs to get forward in a specific way and trap people, and he sets different traps. So whether or not, I think they trained yesterday, obviously Digne didn't. I think that was Coutinho's first one. Coutinho looked really sharp. He looked match ready in the few videos that we've seen. You know, whipping balls in with that finesse everyone knows so well. So yeah, if he thinks he can get the best out of them and they learn the system soon enough, then yeah, I can see him starting. I think in my eyes, they'll probably be on the bench and just he'll play it safe. But if I was going to pick one, it might be, I'd probably say Coutinho looks better, ready to, one more training session, looks a bit fitter. And yeah, he'd be my one to start.
What one player at risk for you? For Coutinho to take his place?
When they were talking about what position he can play, I think they're on about either in the number 10 or I think it was the attacking number 8. So that's like the Sansons or the Jacob Ramseys that are under threat, Carney Chukwuemeka. And then you've got the left inside forward, which is probably for me his best position, like cutting in, quite narrow, feeding the likes of Watkins or Ings or the strikers, creating space for the overlapping fullback. That would be my one. So yeah, you're probably going to see only one of Watkins and Ings on the pitch at one point, and obviously that's been a theme throughout the season, picking which one goes there. Ramsey, Sanson, they're under threat if he takes the midfield spot. I think when the likes of, obviously El Ghazi's on the way out. I think Trezeguet could be under threat now as well if he comes back from Africa Cup of Nations. I think we'll probably look to move him on. Traore, Leon Bailey, where'd you fit them all in? There's too many names. I don't think you're keeping the third.
Leon Bailey,
firing form. I don't think you're keeping Coutinho out the side if you're getting back firing. So, not sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I forgot about Leon Bailey, to be honest. But that's an injury update on him. He's back in February, we've been told. So, a few more weeks for Bailey. £30 million player they've got at their disposal. I think it'd be cliche, isn't it? Look at a new signing, won't they? And hopefully he stays fit from now to the end of the season. So, massive boost for Bailey back in a few weeks. And like you said, I think Bertrand Traore, he's just been struck down with COVID, so his AFCON might be cut short. Bertrand Traore and Trezeguet, it's not looking good for them. For me, moving ahead, obviously Gerrard likes to play 2 number 10s, and it's looking like that'll be Coutinho and Buendia, should they be both fully fit. So, yeah, I mean, these things, Watkins debate, it just intrigues me so much because I think Gerrard loves Danny Ings. I think he likes what Ings brings to the table. We've seen that finish at Brentford. Watkins doesn't score that at Brentford. And I think Ings is worth his weight in gold. Watkins is a totally different player, isn't he, Pat? Gives you so much more in terms of hold up the ball, work right off the ball. But he does miss the odd chance. I think he should have stuck that one away at Old Trafford on Monday, hit the bar from close range. That's Danny Ings, that goes in. That's 1-1. So it's just, I don't know what people think in the comments of the Watkins and Ings. It's such a good debate to be had. You've got a finisher there who'll score with half a chance. whereas Watkins gives you a bit more. It's like having two players with Watkins. I just wish you could mould the two together into one player. You'd have a super player there, wouldn't you? Again, Aaron just mentioned Coutinho, Watkins, and Buendia as a front three. Ings comes out the side there. You lose a goal. Perhaps he can make an impact from off the bench. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think Matt Targett as well, like you said, with Dean coming in, he's a potential loser there. I think his place in the team is now under a serious threat. Like you said, I think Dean starts on the weekend. I think he'll come in. I think Coutinho get a cameo from off the bench last half an hour, get the fans going again. And I can see that happening. So, an uncertain time for the likes of Targett, Traore, Trezeguet, a couple of the winners from the deals. I think Gerrard's one of them. I think he's got two players in elite quality. Nearly 80 Champions League appearances between them, Dean and Coutinho. So Gerrard's had a good couple of weeks, to say the least. He's been backed by the owners. Like, I think Ollie Watkins and Danny Ings, I know that they might be playing together more frequently of late, but I think that they'll benefit from this. Dina whipping balls in from the left. He's got good quality Dina, like we say. So they'll get the supply line now. Likewise, Coutinho in the little holes in the pockets. So I think Watkins and Ings are going to benefit massively from this. They're going to be scoring more goals. I think in the Premier League table, I think the likes of Palace have scored more goals than Villa quite comfortably as well. So Villa are about mid-table for goals scored. So they'll try and up that. Douglas Luiz and Morgan Sanson, I think the arrivals of their fellow countrymen, I think that's a good thing, in the dressing room for me. Douglas knows Coutinho well from playing in Brazil. They're both from Rio. They're both big Vasco fans, and I think they know each other well, and that's good. I think Douglas's English is a bit limited still, Pat. Yeah. And Coutinho's is quite good. You seen the other day with the interview. Yeah. That'll help. And then Morgan Sanson's already spoken of his admiration. Dina coming in, so I think the pair know each other from French under-21 level. So yeah, I think it's good. I think he's building a good dressing room again. Just literally quality now. So hopefully a few more deals come through the door. In terms of outgoings, I mean, El Ghazi, he's good as a part bound now. Sad to see him go, Pat, or would you like to see him stay?
I've not got a bad thing to say about him. I think the response to him, the potential move, I think everyone's responded quite well to it, to be honest. I think everyone's posting his goal at the playoff final, his goal when we first got to the Premier League and whatnot. He's a hot and cold player. At one point, you can be absolutely mesmerised by him, like drifting past the player or down the wing or something, or ripping one into the top bins. And the next, he can just go missing for about 80 minutes. Yeah. So, I think in terms of if we want to progress and in what Gerrard wants from the squad and after these signings, I think it's a sad one. But I've seen a lot of comparisons to the way like you treat Albert Adoma or players like that. It's just like you can't really progress with them in the side, but you've not got a bad word to say about them. They've been very worth every penny, to be honest. What would we buy El Ghazi for? It was like
8 mil, about over 8 million quid.
There we go. Definitely worth that over the Championship season and in the Premier League. So, yeah, happy to see him go get some game time at Everton. I think he suits that style of play, the counter-attacking and cutting in. So, yeah, would work well for him.
Yeah, I think fantastic value for money signing from Villa, as far as they're concerned. 8 million quid, that little loan as well. I think was it Bruce that signed him originally?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, good signing, like you say. I think his time's up at Villa. Villa moving on to another level. Now, I think he needs to rediscover that confidence, doesn't he? It's been shot of late. Gerrard hasn't fancied him much, and I think it goes to Everton. Clean slate for him. Who knows? I think he could get an early goal, get off the mark quite early. He could make a bit of an impact up there. So I know Everton have got a lot of wingers at present, so the competition's rife. But fresh start for El Ghazi. I think that's good for both parties. I think it's a loan deal initially. Everton didn't want to pay the £15 million asking price for a player who's played, I think, 3 90-minute matches all season. So I think if El Ghazi does well, I think Everton buy him in the summer. If not, I think El Ghazi comes back and then he'll have a year left on his deal. I think he moves on in the summer. I think we can agree to that one. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, looking ahead to Man U, do you want to see any tweaks or changes to the lineup or systems? Or for me, I think Villa needs to be more ruthless, don't they? They had the chances at Old Trafford. I think that'll be drummed into them. So what would you like to see better from Villa on Saturday? To be
honest, I'd like Gerrard to just make the decision on either Watkins and Ings. I think I've stated the benefits that both players have, but I can't see Buendia coming out of the side because I thought I've seen a few comments there. I think we've got Ian Robinson there. just saying, I don't think Coutinho does come in for Buendia. I think they're going to work well together. And like you said, the number 10s. I thought Buendia was bright against United the other day, and when he went off, I think all of our threat went off. To be honest,
I was going to ask you about Buendia because I'm in the press box. He does some really good stuff, and then other times gives the ball away. Gerrard pulls it there out.
Yeah,
he tries a bit too much. Sometimes on Monday night he came to get the ball off Targett and off Mings. Give me the ball on a play, and sometimes gives the ball away. And then Gerrard's looking back at his bench, thinking, "God, I don't need this." So, but other times that Brentford assist and little intricacies he does, and he looks really good. And he skinned Fred, and then he took Luke Shaw in the box, and then drove one across the box, and Ings couldn't get on the end of it. So he can be go from the brilliant to the bad, can't he, Buendia? So I think hopefully Coutinho comes in, and hopefully the pair can. I think they'll work really well. They'll have a good understanding, and I think we need to see a 90-minute performance from Buendia. He does it in flashes, doesn't he, Pat? I don't know what you make of Buendia's season so far and of late. Can he be the difference?
Yeah, it's that thing, isn't it? He's not consistent. I think Gabby's been ripping into him quite a frequently.
Yeah, a bit harsh.
He's been a bit nasty to him, hasn't he, Gabby? But you can't get 90 minutes from him. He either gets hooked off and the game plan goes when he goes off, or he just disappears. The one that gets to me is he'll just get the ball and he'll have about 2 players around him. He'll squirm out somehow. He's like got a McGinn trait about him. Like his stature's small. Doesn't look the biggest, but he just somehow gets the ball out and drives through. And yeah, he's got that moment of magic. I think I do remember that driving run, and then he flashed one across the face of goal, like you said. I thought that was in. I thought someone was going to get on the end of that. And then obviously he's got moments of magic, like the Brentford goal. But other than that, I don't remember what he did in the second half of the Brentford game. But that's kind of the theme throughout the whole team in that game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll probably benefit from Coutinho coming in as well, because if he's at this moment in time, like in terms of creation, I can only think of Buendia being the one to create something out of nothing. But if you've got someone on the opposite side doing the exact same thing, the same level of threat, probably if not more in terms of goal threat from immediately from him. So yeah, it might benefit him. Less concentration on him, gets a bit more space to operate within. But yeah, I would like to see 90 minutes from him. For once, I agree with Gabby.
Yeah, South Americans have a good understanding, don't they? Like telepathic, is it? So I think Douglas Luiz will be good as well for that. John McGinn suspended Saturday, Pats. Bit of a big loss, and who comes in?
Oh yeah, major loss. I think he leads the side in shot creating actions, leads the side in progressive carries, and all these sorts of things. I think you probably want to throw Morgan Sanson in there for a bit of a well-rounded midfielder in the game. Defensive effort, the work rate, and has the quality on the ball to drag us forward like McGinn does. For me, McGinn's been a bit deep in the last few games. Like he's struggled.
I noticed that.
Yeah. Especially Brentford, I thought most of the time he was on the halfway line, just trying to ping balls in. I'd like to see him get further forward. I think that's something we've got to work on. But yeah, Sanson in for me. Midfield 3 of Sanson, Luiz is the holding, and then maybe Ramsey on the left-hand side of the midfield 3. I think it's whether or not you want to go with another Watkins Ings display, or if you want to throw Coutinho in the deep end packed out Villa Park under the lights. Yeah,
Morgan Sanson intrigues me. He hasn't featured since Boxing Day. His first start since Boxing Day coming up. So, I mean, Gerrard's been pretty good for him, hasn't he? I think Sanson spoke about that. And Gerrard spoke handily about that as well. He had a meeting with Sanson, sat down one-on-one with him. He said, listen, we'll get you right. I think under Dean Smith, Dean Smith didn't fancy him. I don't know what went on there. Obviously, he had his injury troubles and whatnot. And I think Dean just didn't really fancy playing him in the end. So, he's feeling the love against Sanson, so hopefully big performance needed on Saturday for him. He needs to keep his shirt then. And it's been a year since we signed him. We haven't really seen much of him, have we, really? So now's the time, I think, for Sanson to show what he's worth. I mean, Gerrard likes him, from what I've been told from people inside Bodymoor Heath. Gerrard really likes him, so I think he needs to come on with a big performance on Saturday on his big chance. But like you say with McGinn, I think... same with Ramsey as well. Gerrard likes them 2 number 8s to stay a bit deeper now and just pop balls over the top. So that's been an interesting watch over the last couple of weeks for me. Line up probably Martinez, Cash, Constant, Mings, Dean. I think Dean starts. I think he can throw straight in. Yes, he hasn't played since December the 1st. A 4-1 defeat at Liverpool, but it's only a month or so ago. Yeah. I think Coutinho hasn't played much football at all, to be honest. So the midfield 3, I think I'll go with you on that one. I'll go with Sanson, Douglas, Jacob. And then it's just the Ings and Watkins stuff drives me crazy. I'm not sure if sometimes on Monday night, I think Buendia played as a 10. I think Ings and Watkins played as a 2 at times. So it's interesting what would happen. There's not much options there, is there? I mean, a lot of people there was some telling comments after Pat of Carney Chukwuemeka's situation.
Yeah.
I think Gerrard was asked about with the Coutinho signing. Did you look for a new number 10, or was this too good an opportunity to turn down? And he went, "We've got a few number 10s in there, but we don't know what Carney Chukwuemeka's situation is. Is he going to commit his future?" So it's interesting. So that needs to be ironed out. It's a question I might ask Gerrard tomorrow at his press conference. What's going on with Carney? Because it's not looking good. The noise is coming out of Villa Park, so we'll see. One of Danny Ings or Watkins comes in. Sadly, I think Lindelof will probably drop out. He's been a bit of a calamity, Lindelof, wasn't he? I think Maguire comes in for Man U. So, but even then, I think Villa can get change from him.
I think Luke Shaw's out, isn't it? McTominay is out as well.
Yeah. So McTominay, Shaw out as well. So there'll be changes at United. Ronaldo probably back in. It really could kickstart us for the season. Home game against Man U. Do the double over them for the first time. God knows how many years. So and that settled us nicely. We've got Everton after that. I'm wondering if Dean and Al Ghazi will play, or whether there's a gentleman's agreement in there. I don't know that they can't play. But yeah, Everton after that on the 22nd. And then it's a break, isn't it? A chance to restock and reevaluate it. And we'll go again from February to May at full hammer. Is European qualification too big an ask, Pat?
I don't know. I don't think. I've always said, like, you string a few results together. I don't know how many points are we off of that. Is it 8 to get the Conference League?
Yeah, I think it's 8th, yeah.
I think it's, us, Wolves, United and Spurs around there, or whatever it is. I can't even remember the table, to be honest. But
we're 6 points off Wolves in 8th, so 6 points to make up there.
So we've got to play them. So if we beat Wolves, that's 3 added on. So yeah, I don't think it's over yet. I wouldn't write us off. I think
it's going to take a bit of a run, isn't it? Bit of a playoff championship style run, win a few games at the bank.
Yeah. As I said, the second half of the last season we fell off, but by the look of these signings, it looks like we could push on in the second half of the season. To be honest, it could be a reverse. So yeah, I'm still hopeful. It's in my mind. I said before the United game, if I had to pick one, I'd still go and try and plough on through the league, and I'll stand by that now. After the disappointment on Monday, after the VAR controversy.
Oh God, yeah, we owe them one. Surely.
I would like to do the double over United now. Just makes it a bit more fuel to the fire after that. But yeah, definitely.
I think momentum's huge now. I think that's what Gerrard will be looking for now. Win 1, win 2, and try and bounce into a few results. So, looking forward to Saturday. You down there Saturday, Pat? Or
no, I'm not. Money's a bit tight.
Yeah,
so it's Sky Sport.
It's a class A. Yeah, I think it's 55 quid for an adult. Yeah, so it's a top draw one. So be packed out on Saturday. I'll be down there. R5 kickoff, isn't it? It's live on the box. And these are the moments Gerrard lives for, like you say. He was gutted to miss the Boxing Day one against Chelsea. Yeah. All the cameras on Villa Park, and I think Gary McAllister made a big point of that. Gerrard gutted to miss out. I think he enjoyed the welcome at Old Trafford on Monday show. It's in the clips. I think he relished that, Yeah. And he was just gutted in the end. He couldn't get a result for Villa. So I think Saturday's a big one for Gerrard as well. And hopefully we can get a result and then go into Everton full of confidence. So I think Bodymove's a happy place this week. I think Dean and Coutinho will train together today as well. I'm intrigued to see if Kane Kessler-Hayden will be involved in the squad on Saturday following his recall. I think he'll provide a bit of competition for Matty Cash. So we'll see with that one. But yeah, I think a defensive midfielder. I think we're pretty much sorted then. Possibly a centre back.
I think we're after Robin Olsen, aren't we? I think he worked with Johan Lange at Copenhagen or something.
Yep, he did.
Whether or not, I think there's rumours of him cutting his loan short at Sheffield after a rib injury. So whether or not they go for him.
It's clear Villa want a third stopper, don't they? See what Jed's situation is, but yeah, we'll see. Villa Park rocking Saturday, hopefully, Pat, and we'll link up then, mate. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and we'll leave it there. Hopefully, we'll get results against Man U Saturday.
Thank you for listening to Claret and Blue, an Aston Villa podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, then please do let us know. We love hearing your feedback. We'll be back soon with another episode, but until then, up the Villa.